the space program is dying is because the general consumer does not want to buy any of those things on the International Space Station. They don't like too lame.
That's exactly it.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm really conflicted about. I'm probably gonna go see Prometheus. I like that in the trailer.
You're just gonna glower at the screen though.
Well,
Like,
I'm gonna be nervous. I'm gonna be nervous the whole way through until it's either good or it's bad. Because it seems really bad. I like how in the trailer they have their own version of the. Remember the Inception? Bwah. The trailer?
Yeah.
This one has its like own bwah. I can't remember exactly what it is. It's like a little more orchestral. It's got a couple more instruments in it. Like there seems like there's some brass and maybe some woodwinds in it. But other than that, it's basically just a more orchestral version of bwah.
Well, it's a very dramatic noise.
It just plays, and then they do like fading, like sort of cuts. I don't know if
should we do that in the podcast?
Just fade to black all the time.
Fade to black and go.
And cut to the next thing. Go jarringly. Blah.
I think everybody would be really excited by it. Also, we can like flash in on our faces looking worried and have like a heartbeat like bump 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 bump.
And then just have like it cut to black and have like a girl or something going, "This is all your fault. We never should have let that out." Yeah, we could do something like that. We could do every horror movie trailer ever made in the past 10 years.
You went and saw Jack and Jill.
Yeah, as a joke. I don't see how that relates to this at all. Yeah, there was a movie called Jack and Jill.
I can guarantee right now, and you can bet me any amount of money, and I will say that Prometheus will definitely be a better viewing experience than Jack and Jill.
Is probably. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen Prometheus. I can't come out and make a statement on it. I'm just expressing my overall feeling on sequels has really hit a watershed moment of just that I'm totally turned off by them. I really don't care about remakes or sequels anymore. Like, it doesn't interest me. Jack and Jill I went to see with my friend Rich, and that was because there was a period of time where this movie Jack and Jill was coming out, and it was a very depressing event because it looked like the worst movie ever made by man. And we existed in this world where there was this terrible movie in theaters that was total garbage, and people were probably going to go and see it. And then friend Rich said to me, all of a sudden, in a game-changing, earth-shattering way, he said, "Hey, what if we get really drunk on a bunch of brandy and then go watch Jack and Jill and just make fun of it the whole time?" And I went, "Oh my god, you just turned a thing that I couldn't give two shits about and turned it into an event that I am now actually anticipating and excited to go to." And it just completely transformed the reality of the fact that Jack and Jill existed as a movie.
Do you think that Jack and Jill maybe it was that you were the target audience? The people who were going to get smashed and make fun of it?
The people that were going to go... I don't even remember most of the movie. The thing is that, like, I was watching it and I was like, I couldn't tell what parts of the overall experience were as a result of the movie's lack of quality or just me being hammered. So the whole movie felt like it was really fast to me. Like, it was cutting between scenes and it was like, what is going on? Like, they barely said anything in that last scene, and it's already on to the next scene. Like, there wasn't any jokes, even. There was just a bunch of people, like, yelling at each other. And then going back and seeing people's reviews of it who weren't hammered, that's just how it was. Like, that's just how the movie was. That was not, like, alcohol-induced weird perception of it. That's just actually how it was. The fact that it looked so cheap, like, the fact that a lot of the scenes looked like a Conan O'Brien sketch in between guests, or like a bad SNL sketch or something like that in terms of the production values and stuff like that, that was all real. That was how it looked on the screen. That was not like my weird imaginings or anything like that. So, yeah, it was pretty wild. It was pretty nuts to see something billed as a comedy that only has one actual joke in it that I laughed at.
So,
There's a lot of racist remarks. I don't really know if those count as jokes, though.
well, yeah. I mean, sure, of course. Even against, like, Mexicans?
Against Mexicans, mostly, yeah.
Yeah, well, fuck them.
Fuck Mexico and their drug war and their,
yeah.
whatever else has to do with
Fuck
Mexico.
their plight and poverty and all of the problems that they didn't cause but have to live through. Fuck them.
They're doing better now, aren't they? I don't know. I don't pay
No.
attention to Mexico.
No.
Being a Canadian.
Because we won't let them in.
Separated by them by a whole other huge country.
What's next on your agenda there?
A lot of these are old, dude, because it's taken us so long to do another podcast. I had a thing
Just
about...
give me one and let me know if I want to say anything, and I'll.
Okay. I had a thing about porn on planes, which was that guy... There was this woman who is from an organization. She's one of these, Rick Santorum is very much involved with these people. They hate pornography. They say that it is exploitive of women and is encouraging violence towards women. That's a thing that they kind of say a lot to try and make their position seem less retarded. But their main thing is just that they hate pornography. And they don't like that other people like it. And so they're on a crusade to stop it. To outlaw it and stop it in all of its forms. So this woman was on a plane with a guy that was looking at still photos of two Japanese women in fetish gear whipping each other.
Okay.
And she was appalled that in such a public place as an airplane that this guy was looking at pornography on his iPad. Now, I would have been appalled too, not because of the content of the pornography, but because someone was so lame that they couldn't last a flight without looking at pornography and then checking off. I would have been appalled at that, but I don't think I would have annoyed the guy about it. She apparently thought that she was endangered, like that this pornography was going to inspire violence towards women right on the plane.
He was going to break out the gimp suits from the overhead compartment, force
right away.
some women to get into them, and
it wouldn't be him, like, it would be the pornography's influence over him, you know what I mean? Like, maybe in another situation he would have never have done this, but the pornography was going to lead him to this violence against women. So, she started yelling about it. Now, as you might expect, as soon as she raised any kind of issue with it verbally, he pretty much put that pornography away, because most people are not going to continue to look at pornography when some woman yells at them about it.
It's not something that I'm going to, stand in defiance and be like, no, it is my civil right.
Now, she called over a flight attendant who was not a stewardess, but I guess was a steward because it was a guy, and she said...
Is his name Stewart?
I think so. That guy over there is looking at pornography. I'm afraid it's going to...
Throw him out of the plane.
Inspire violence against women. Please throw him out of the plane, she said. And he said, look, I'm sorry, I can't throw him out of the plane. In fact, I can't even make him put away that pornography. It's his device. He's allowed to do whatever he wants. As long as there's no children around, it's not really an issue. Basically... pointing out to the effect that, she doesn't own the airplane, so she can't get other people to not look at pornography on it. So she kept on going on about it, and then a middle-aged woman, a few chairs up in front of her, turned around and said, look, shut up, nobody cares about this but you. To which she was appalled that a woman, not just a person, but a woman on the plane would actually, tell her that she was being silly and tell her to shut up. So, what was funny about all of this was the whole time she kept on describing the women that he was looking at in the still photos as she wasn't sure if it was child pornography or not, because they were Japanese women. So, apparently she's a racist. And also, I find it funny that she kept on saying it in that language. I wasn't sure whether it was child pornography or not, because when the plane finally landed, and they deplaned and everything like that, she found a police officer and told them, I was on a plane with this guy, he was looking at child pornography.
Oh my god.
You should go and arrest him. Now, did she think it was child pornography? Because earlier she said she wasn't sure. And I don't know if you would tell a police officer that this guy was looking at child pornography, unless you were sure. So, this leads me to believe that she didn't think that he was looking at child pornography at all, and that she was just saying that to the police officer because she knew if she didn't, and just said he was looking at pornography, that the police officer would roll his eyes and then not do anything. So, this really, like, I started off listening to this story partly on her side, because I don't think people should be looking at pornography on planes on their iPads, just because it's very...
Well, it's pathetic.
gross. It's kind of pathetic, but now I was very against her in her stance, because now she's lying to police officers, and crying wolf in the worst way, which is by claiming somebody has child pornography, which is like the siren alarm in America right now.
Oh, yeah.
So, it really spoke to how childish and how big of liars these people are willing to be just because they don't like pornography.
Imagine if someone was having an abortion on the plane. Holy shit. She would have been pissed.
What's some other stuff that was recent? I wanted to talk about it, but now it's super old that we're actually doing this cast. One of the things on my list was, what can I say about Joseph Kony? It's kind of old now.
That's ancient. Yeah, Kony's already been and done, but...
Yeah. I think they caught him, right?
I think he's... I actually have new stuff that I can say about this.
Well, one of my main favorite things of the whole Joseph Kony thing, I mean, I think that enough people have been talking about how phony baloney it is and how suspect the people that made the video are, and it just inserted the fact that they're using a lot of the money people send for their own uses and not for doing anything about Joseph Kony. Then there's the fact that Joseph Kony has not been super active in Uganda for like a long time, like 6 years or something. Like the height of him being active there was in the late 80s, and like he hasn't been super active in there for like a long time. There's the fact that was supposedly going towards the NRA army, which is the people that are kind of in charge of that area now, and that really much better than him anyway, and they commit a lot of their own atrocities.
Yeah.
The main one that I'm complaining about is the fact that they tend to execute homosexuals whenever they find them. That's the law against homosexuality there is the death penalty. So a lot of people don't really like a lot of things about how maybe you shouldn't be people. Maybe the best way to help over there is not to just support one of the warlords over the other ones. So there's all that problem. The main thing that I like is the fact that there's a large percentage of people on the internet that you can show them a picture of Carl Weathers from the movie The Predator, and they will think that it's Joseph Kony.
Stop him.
Stop him. Stop Dylan. I really want to make it says Carl 2012 instead of Kony 2012, and that was a picture of Carl Weathers. And then the campaign for the Joseph Kony thing is called Invisible Children, so I mean, it's just perfect. You can just put Invisible Predator on the bottom of the shirt, and it's just like, they couldn't have designed this better. I mean, you've got white people racism thinking all black people look alike, you've got The Predator, an excellent movie. It's just, I really think it needs to be a t-shirt. My point is, everybody's seen the movie Blood Diamond. Everybody thinks that Blood Diamond is realistic and thinks that it's terrible over there. Nobody knows what to do about it. And nobody cares enough to try that much to do anything about it. They've all got bigger words.
Is that about the kid who goes on the game show?
No, that was Slumdog Millionaire. Which I haven't actually seen, but I'm pretty sure it takes place in India and not Africa, and
really?
It's not really related, yes. It takes place in India. It's about an Indian boy from a slum in India.
Are you sure?
Yes.
But you haven't seen it, though.
I haven't seen it, but yet I'm still very sure that that's the situation, because I saw enough trailers and award show fallout from that movie that I'm pretty sure it takes place in India and it's about an Indian kid.
Fallout from an award show as though it were a nuclear disaster?
I wasn't using